here we go again with the Globe Mail showing it's completely left-leaning. Like, it's what I can never understand. Like, political parties are like different factions of the religion. Well, I mean, statism is a religion. Government is a religion. It's a fictional concept, a construct that doesn't exist in real life. You know, I mean, blah, blah, blah. We all know I've already shown how, you know, government it's impossible to exist in the real world legitimately. But when it comes down to, like, political ideology, you have the conservatives and you have the liberals and the NDP, but really they're all different forms of the same religion. It's just like Christianity, you know, there's like the Bible is one document, right? But you got Catholicism, you know, you got Protestants, Presbyterians, Anglicans, Baptists. I mean, there's many more different ones, but there's so really they're just a different faction of the same religion. And their faction believes in, apparently, throwing everybody under the same bus and treating them the same way because it's a gun law, right? Because it's the Globe editorial in response to the Supreme Court decision that to say it's unconstitutional to have mandatory minimums for these gun laws. Well, it's unconstitutional to have any kind of mandatory minimums because it basically throws everybody under the bus and doesn't allow the judge discretion to judge each case by the merits and facts and evidence presented. But the caption here is Supreme Court guns down good law on mandatory minimums. Whatever. Fucking idiots. Yeah, it's just the editorial group, so there's no particular name to call out. Sometimes even the Supreme Court gets it wrong. On Tuesday, it did just that on the issue of mandatory minimum sentences in firearms cases. The majority of the court voted to strike down the mandatory minimum sentences of 3 years for gun possession and 5 years for possession by repeat weapons offenders. But the court was split, 6 votes to 3. And in this case, the minority was right. So, like I said, these are opinion pieces. When the Globe, when they do these editorials, well, I mean, I understand that an editorial is basically, yeah, it's your personal fucking opinion or a group of people that have a general consensus on their opinion and they get together. But don't present this shit as fucking news. So that's the thing. I wish most Canadians understood this. But some Canadians will read this and think that, well, they'll fall for the propaganda and their minds will be formed based on whatever the shit these idiots want to say in this article. But these are just opinions. If they used actual facts, logic, reason, you know, common law, go back throughout all the shit that they can find through historical precedents about how laws are supposed to be, you know, what law is even supposed to be about. There shouldn't, actually, none of these should even be a crime. Because owning a weapon, even if you didn't get a government, why must you pay some bureaucrat money so that you can get a piece of paper that says that you're allowed to own a weapon? It makes no fucking sense. But this is the mindset when you live in this world, this religious world of statism. They actually believe that there are certain people in society that are like deities, like mini gods, that have the power to dictate and control other people's lives. That, you know, by owning a firearm, purchasing a firearm, is a victim created by purchasing a firearm? By owning a firearm? Of course not. Is a victim created by owning a fucking kitchen knife? We can use kitchen knives, especially some of them, man. I mean, we got a few here. I mean, you know, blades on them like a foot long. No problem killing a person with a foot long blade. Should there be restrictions? Should I have to get a piece of paper from the government that tells me I'm allowed to own a fucking It's stupid. And you know what? All these laws, anyways, that most people that actually understand, it's not that they're worried that some people will screw with their neighbor with a gun or a knife or any other weapon. No. They know that when people have weapons, the citizenry, when they have weapons, which is why the United States Constitution was basically written that the Second Amendment, the right to bear arms, was not to be infringed, was because they knew that when the Founding Fathers were writing that document, they knew that there's always going to be political opportunists that want to go in and completely write laws to circumvent natural or common laws. So the point of having a Second Amendment and people being able to go own a weapon, it wasn't just to go hunting, although that was important too back in the day. Before you had modern supermarkets and grocery stores, you had to go hunt for your food. So yeah, having a gun was imperative, but there was also the aspect of, your local thief or your local state enforcer is going to think twice before they come fuck with you if you have the right to bear arms and protect yourself against not just foreign invaders, but domestic as well. Tyranny has always come from within. It never comes from you can see a foreign invasion coming long before it actually lands. It's domestic tyranny, which is what the people are always directly under the threat of, constantly. Live under the threat of the gun every day. That is government. Government is force. But here you got like I say, these very left-leaning editorial boards, which, I mean, even when they talk about, even when lefties say that they're against owning firearms or guns or people being allowed to defend themselves, they're lying through their fucking teeth even on that aspect of it, because you'll never hear any of them say that our police force should have their guns taken away. Why? Because who do you think protects these guys? Or private security forces. They won't ever ask for them to disarm those people, because some of these politicians have to use, police forces and private security to protect their dumb ass, because they know that the people that they're screwing and stealing from are mad about it. So it's not that they even really truly are anti-gun or anti, being able to own any kind of weapon or possess a weapon. They're not anti that at all. They're statists that want the regular people to be disarmed and fearful of the government. So, yeah. It's not that they're anti-gun even. Cops walk around with them on their side every day these road pirates, while they rob and plunder from the average person that has not, maybe gone 10, 15 kilometers over the speed limit. There's no victim, but they'll steal your money regardless, run you through the court system. And if you dare stand up to them, well, it can get a lot worse. You can resist an arrest, assault on the police. I mean, they got all kinds of charges or whatever they're going to throw if you stand against them. But like I said, once again, the Globe editorial board, the Globe and Mail, once again, disappointing for anyone that actually truly understands what freedom is all about. And the fact that someone can own, that someone should be able to own a weapon without being put in prison for 3 years. I mean, and if you actually, Globe editorial, if any of you see this video, I'm pretty sure you've seen the comments on your Facebook page posts. So I'm sure you see that I'm not alone in my thinking. Actually, I was quite proud to see that the majority of the comments in relation to this article were telling you were wrong. How you like them apples? Huh? All that education, all that money you wasted, all that ass kissing. For what? Your opinion holds no more weight than mine. And I've never done any of those things. Ever. I live as freely as any human being should be allowed. See? Being a good little subject or slave doesn't necessarily mean you're going to always win the argument or the narrative, or that people are going to fall under the umbrella of your so-called authority to speak on a subject. Fail. Major fail. Try again. Maybe you'll do better next time. It's a Canadian Libertarian, and I love liberty.